I can officially say I've gained over 100 pounds. Over 100 pounds. That's actually pretty insane. I finally hit 200 pounds. Now, this isn't morning weight, but I finally saw it on the scale nighttime, right? So once I hit 200 in the morning, then like I would really consider myself 200 pounds. But the fact that I saw 200 pounds on the scale for the first time, insane, right? Started under 90 or under 100 pounds, right? Under 100 pounds at 5'10" is crazy. Gained over 100 pounds. It's kind of a bittersweet moment just to think about all the work, all the progress that I've made throughout the years, 10 plus years. And it's just a good feeling. So I finally created that. When I started to gain weight recently, right, I'm always around 170, right? Like my body wants to stay around 170. If I don't really try as hard, I'll be pretty lean, probably 10%, maybe even lower. Like, I don't know why my body just likes to be lean. Like, I'm one of those guys who, has a hard time putting on size. But the day I decided, I was like, you know what? Like, being lean is cool, but I want to be big. Like, I want to put on some mass, right? I want to be heavy. I want to be a heavyweight, right? I had an idea of a physique that I kind of wanted to look like. So I've always looked up to Superman, right? That Superman build that, he's not that lean, but he's solid, right? He looks lean enough. And so this is the physique that I was trying to, I wanted to create my version of this physique. So what I realized was because I was so lean, I could have a lot more fat, right? So this is why I gained weight so quickly, during the past few months. Like I put on a lot of size, like a ridiculous amount of size. When I go to the gym, people notice the size that I put on because it came on pretty quickly because I'm just eating all day. So it's a pretty noticeable change because it happens so quickly. If you notice your own gains, it's happening pretty quickly. I know it's a lot of fat. I know it's a lot of water, but I'm still pushing myself, trying to grow. And it's like, this is the biggest I've ever been, the best I've ever felt. Like I feel genuinely heavy. So this is the physique I was going for, and this is my physique. So you can tell that this is kind of the look I was trying to achieve, right? He's big and I'm not gonna call this physique lean because this isn't lean in my opinion. So even my physique, if you look at my physique, it's not lean, but it's, because I have a lot of muscle, I can afford more fat. And that's the thing. When it comes to building a physique like this is easily obtainable. The thing is, like, you have to have a good foundation, right? So like this is years of muscle mass. So like once you're lean, so for me, the reason why I was like, oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense because I'm lean and I can afford more body fat. What I realize is the more muscle you have, the more body fat you can hold and still look good, right? I can even continue to go up. I probably will. I'll probably go somewhere around 215, 210, 215 is what I'm thinking. Like I can afford to get even bigger because like I have more muscle mass and I don't look sloppy. I don't want that sloppy look. I want to look solid. I want to look muscular. I want to look full, right? Pretty much none of my clothes fit properly. It's about time for me to go clothes shopping again. But however, 200, it is hard to maintain. I noticed that it's extremely difficult. Like I eat so much. I eat to the point where I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to sleep uncomfortable because it's so much food. Like I said, my body wants to maintain around 170. And it's like, no. Like, I want to push myself. I want to see how far I can go. I want to be pretty solid. So I'm going to continue to keep pushing myself and see what I can do. If you want to create that action figure look, this is my takeaway. This is what you want to do. You want to put as much effort as you possibly can during the gym, right? Every single workout, you want to work out like this is your last workout. Like you have to give it your all. Right? If you don't have a good workout, you're going to get small. If you don't have a good workout, you're going to lose your progress, right? This is how you have to think. It's not technically correct, but this thought process will help you make more progress. Because if I truly believe that I'm going to lose my gains, if I don't push myself, I'm going to have a good workout every single time, right? And so if I have a good workout every single time, eventually I'm going to make progress. I'm going to make even more progress than I would if I half-ass my workouts, if I didn't try as hard, which sometimes you won't, because it's like, okay, this is really not going to affect my progress having one bad workout, but then you have another one, and then you have another one, and then you have 5 bad workouts in a row versus having none. And you make, twice as much progress because you're the one who's consistent in your routine. And it's like, not only do you need to be consistent in the routine, like you need to have a plan for the gym. Like you need to know exactly what you're planning to do. You need to know exactly the numbers that you're going for. Right, last time I did 3 plates. Today I'm gonna do 4 plates. This is kind of the thought process that you have to go in. And so like this is the important thing, right? All this effort into the gym, but then when you go home, you have to put that exact same effort into the food. When I'm maintaining 170, 175, 180, I don't really track my food, right? I'm like, okay, I'm kind of rough estimating, intuitively eating. I know around how much protein I'm getting, how much calories I'm getting, but it's not that deep, right? Now I'm like tracking everything, and it's like, okay, I'm not getting as much protein as I thought it was. I'm not getting as much calories as I thought it was, so I need to step it up, right? I need to figure out a way to get more food in without feeling lethargic throughout the day. So maybe I need to wake up a little bit earlier. Maybe I need to have my first meal a little bit earlier. So these are all little tricks in order to achieve that goal a lot smoother, right? A lot quicker also, because if I'm tracking my progress, if I'm weighing myself, if I'm tracking my progress, weighing myself, there's absolutely no way you're not going to make gains. There's absolutely no way you're not going to make progress. There's absolutely no way you're not going to create this Superman, this action figure physique. Right? And this is what we're going for. We're going for that action figure look. We're going for that hero look, right? That shoulder to waist ratio look. So this type of look is a lot easier. And I think this type of look is a lot easier than you think. And it's a lot easier to maintain for most people, because most people want to eat a lot. I don't, right? I think food is quite an inconvenience. Like I would rather not eat as much, but I have to. And it's like, imagine being able to eat the amount that you want and still like look good, still make progress, because you have that solid base, you have a solid muscle mass. Like you have a solid base, you have a decent amount of muscle mass. And that's what you want when it comes to creating this type of physique, right? You want to have a decent base. You need a decent muscle mass. If you think you can have this physique with little muscle mass, then it's just not going to work, right? You're going to look soft. You're going to look fluffy, right? You might look a little big. You might look a little stocky, but it's not going to look this good because you don't have that base. Work on that base first, right? You don't need to be this big in the beginning. I mean, maybe you already are. I mean, if you are, I would just focus on, getting that protein in, focus on progressive overload, focus on tracking your meals, And so it's going to take probably, you're not going to see as much progress as someone who's on the smaller side, on the leaner side with a good base, because he could just gain fat and look a lot better because he has that solid base. So this is the takeaway from this video. Have that solid base, add more calories. Right? Consistency in the gym. Push yourself like every single workout is your last one. Push yourself like every single workout. If I don't have a good workout, I'm going to lose my progress. This is what goes in your mind. When you go home, if I don't eat the amount of calories that I'm supposed to eat, if I don't have the protein that I'm supposed to eat, I'm going to lose my gains. Right? This is the cheat code to achieving this Superman physique. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. The things I want for myself are the same things I want for you guys.